But now, Dawn Maiorano, who's seeking the Republican nomination for mayor. You had a lot of ink in the Waterbury paper. Welcome to Talk of the Town.
Good morning. Thank you for having me, Tom. I didn't realize Tom Hill the third.
That's me.
You. I know you as Tom Hill. So.
My son is the fourth, taller than me.
That's awesome.
Nice of you to come in. That's a big job being mayor. What motivated you to throw your hat in the ring?
It is a huge job, and every day people say, "Why, Dawn? Why are you doing this?" And I was approached about 18 months ago, and by state Republicans actually, and they said, "We need a strong woman, and your name keeps coming up. And do you want to do this?" And I said, "No. Thank you, but I'm flattered and no." And they just kept coming back. And I said, I need to explain something to you. I am a business woman. I'm a business owner, fourth generation business owner, and so many sage words of wisdom from my dad, Phil, who I
knew him.
A lot of your listeners know. And he looked at us and said, "Look, don't get involved in politics. It doesn't matter who's running the city. You still have to get up at 6 in the morning and run a funeral. And you have clients on both sides of the aisle. So do your job, do it well, and that's it. And do your job." So for many years, we stayed unaffiliated. We, got involved very, very lightly in politics, but more on the charitable and Unico side and animals, and we did a lot of fundraisers, things like that,
which are a blast. I recommend people go to fundraisers. It's a blast, and you learn things.
Absolutely. So they kept coming at me, and my father kind of gave the blessing as our business patriarch, and my family was totally on board, and again, I'm a business person, so just like other residents and business people, I think the time is right for a change. I think we're watching taxes, we're watching crime increase. I know we're doing a lot as far as remediation, and that's great. And congratulations on the federal level, the state level, the administration level here, but where's the development? Where are the cranes in the air? Let's get it done. So there are a lot of things, the education system. I don't have a horse in that race. And I'm watching the education system. We're down teachers, and people are talking. People talk. And it got to the point where I said, somebody has to step up. And, I have a lot of support. So here I am.
Well, with that said, in about 5 or 6 minutes, you can start lining up on the phones, because we'd like to take your calls at 203-757-1320. But I just want to let Dawn get her program out and what platform she has, and she's just outlined them, and those would be some of the callers. Sure. But in Waterbury, funeral directors have always been known for being in politics. Mike Bergen, who's Tommy, that was the state representative for years.
Conway.
What a guy.
Tommy, amazing man. I mean, it goes back to Ray Snyder.
Exactly.
I mean, and...
He was your neighbor on Willow Street.
Yeah, absolutely. It was his grandfather, his father, Ray, that my dad grew up with. It was his father. And, why do you think that? I don't know why that is.
Well, I think that you guys have more, you guys and gals have more of a free schedule, and most of you have crackerjack employees. And talk a little bit about what your father and the funeral home business has given you as a skill set you could apply to being mayor.
Absolutely. I always say, who am I? I'm a businesswoman on Willow Street. Every day, I have responsibilities. I have responsibilities to my employees. I have responsibilities to make payroll. I have responsibilities to my vendors. And I have responsibilities to my city. So every day is a lesson in how to make a business work. Beyond the funeral home, I mean, we've been on Willow Street since 1937. We've been in town since 1907.
Geez, you look nowhere near that old.
Oh, thank you so much.
You got a driver already, too. Folks, she came with a driver. I love it.
I did. I came with my handler.
I was Wayne D'Amico's driver. He ran for 4 or 5 years to be president of the National CCM organization, and I drove him all over New England. It's a good job, Kelly.
and it's volunteer. So she yelled at me yesterday. She goes, "Look, you can't fire a volunteer, so you better step back."
Wayne and the institution paid for all our hotels and all my gas.
Come on, how nice is that? Don't give her any ideas, Tom. My.
So
So beyond that, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. So beyond the funeral home,
you're the guest. Go ahead.
So beyond the funeral home, the funeral home has taught me so much more than just the business part of it. It's taught me how to deal with people, and how to deal with people on levels that only happen a few times in your lifetime. And I always say that I'm very blessed to have both of my parents living. So, I can be sympathetic and I can help you through the process. But losing parents, losing a sibling, losing children, losing, is an emotion all to yourself, and everyone grieves differently. So, I have to be there, and I want to be there. And fourth generation in, it's ingrained in who we are. So I think I bring that to the party too. I think I want to hear people. I want to know what you're thinking. But before that, previous to that, let me just, put this out here. I hold a bachelor's degree in business administration. I hold an associate's degree in mortuary science. And I worked in the marketing and advertising field for many years. I managed many people. I was in Las Vegas for about 15 years.
Come on, I knew that and was going to ask you about it.
I'm sorry.
You're jumping ahead.
I'm
okay.
sorry.
All right, you're being fined. Oh, you got to be quiet for 2 minutes. This is Dawn Maiorano, who is seeking the Republican mayoral election and the candidacy, and you're on Talk of the Town. We're brought to you by Savings Bank of Danbury. That's people serving people. We have a couple of commercials we're going to play, but we're going to open the phone lines, so if you want to get on them, we got 3 open right now. So here we go with the commercials. Stay with us, please. Dawn Maiorano is here, and she is seeking the Republican nomination to be mayor this November, or to be on the ticket. And where are you exactly, so I'm not goofing up where you are in your plans as far as running for mayor?
As far as running for mayor, we announced on Tuesday, on the 7th, and right now we're announcing that I'm getting out there. I want to talk to people. Like I said on Tuesday, I'm not running a campaign based on the political letter after your name on some political spreadsheet. I want everyone to feel invited to the new political table. I want to encourage everyone to give me ideas on the safety, how to improve our safety of our neighborhoods, our kids, how to, create some industry for this city, how to, we're all worried about the tax increase. Now, it's state mandated, Tom, but there's ways to work with this so that we can lessen the sting to all of us in town. And so I'm just getting started. Where would people give you ideas and stay in touch? Thank you for asking. We have a great website. It's dawnformayorct.com. So all little letters, all together, dawnformayorct.com. It's got much more information about me, about my background, and about what we want to do. I feel like we really need excited leadership, and that's not saying that what we have. I think there's some complacency. That's all. I think there's some complacency, and I don't think business as usual will do it for the next 4 years. Well, that's why I'm running. And this is the great thing about this country. Anybody can run for office. That's exactly right. And are you ready for calls? Sure. Okay. First caller in this segment, you're on the air.
Hey, Tom, thanks for taking my call. Hey, Dawn, good morning. Cliff from Waterbury.
Good morning.
My call. Hey, listen, got a disclaimer. I'm black. Okay. African American in the city of Waterbury. And so we know, obviously, that the black community really pretty much supports the Democratic Party. That's right. So 2 questions. What would you do in order to attract the black voters here in Waterbury? And then I have a follow-up question after that. Sure.
Well, thank you for calling, and it's a great question. I really, my grassroots plan, and I hate that's very what's the word I'm looking for? Cliche, kitschy, yes. Is just that. Is I'm going out. I'm going to meet everybody. I'm going to see people. I want your ideas. And really, one of my pivotal comments, and I just said it, is, I don't want to work in a silo. I don't want to work in Republican silo, Democratic silo. Look, we all are Waterbury residents, Cliff. We all want the best for our city. We want to be proud of our city. And I want to get out there and say, what do you need? What will make our neighborhood safer, our kids safer, industry in different areas? What's on your mind? I feel that we, for the last few years, have been talked at, maybe. There are some amazing African American and Hispanic American political leaders in town who I can't wait to plug into and see what's working and what isn't.
Good answer. Here's my next one. It's going to be a little tougher. Okay, so you do your best. Just trying to get you prepped up for these for this position.
Please,
Cliff. What do you think you're on, American Idol here?
Okay, you got me, Tom. That's a good one.
Please do.
Right?
Please ask.
The Columbus statue, big issue in Waterbury.
Yes.
And so the mayor had the opportunity to exercise his right to remove it. We saw an article in a Rep AM, Republican American paper about Columbus, and so obviously he's Italian, a hero of the Italian community. And so would you be willing to relocate or remove the Columbus statue from City Hall? Just put it in town plot, the Piney Club. Would you be willing to do that in order to show some type of favoritism or complacency with the African American community?
Cliff, you are my first question on my campaign trail, and let me tell you, you are not disappointing, my friend. You are not disappointing. Let me say it this way. I respect American history. How about that? I respect American history. Do we have to like it? No, we don't have to like it. It has taught us what to do, what not to do, how to do it, how not to do it. Columbus was a big part of our history. And, I probably would put it maybe up for a vote and see. Again, I hate to go back to this, but I'd like to see what everyone, what the residents think. I have a tough time with knocking down statues and getting rid of things. And you can't erase history. And all we can do is hope that we listen to it, learn from it, and move forward and do great things.
I love that. We can't erase history. You heard it here on Talk of the Town. 203-757-1320. Phone lines are wide open, and we're talking about, let's talk a little bit about your background, where you went to college, what you learned in Vegas, and how you could transfer that to mayor. Absolutely.
I went to the University of Nevada, Las Vegas, again, my campaign is based on complete transparency and honesty. While we were middle income, it was very hard for us to afford to send me to UConn. So I went to University of Nevada, Las Vegas because we had a home there, and I could go for, honestly, less money than it cost to go to Holy Cross at the time. So my parents said, there's 3 kids, and we need to be equal. So that's why I went away. So when people say, why didn't you stay in the state? That's why. We just couldn't afford to do it. So I went to University of Nevada, Las Vegas. I graduated in 1990, go running Rebs. They won the NC2A championship that year. It was a great year to be a senior. And after that, I had a marketing degree, so I went marketing and advertising. I came back home. I worked for Subway Sandwiches in their marketing department down in Milford. In Milford, at headquarters. Then I went to New York. I got a call from a headhunter, and they said, we're looking for the best and the brightest on the East Coast to head up Coca-Cola at an agency, Darcy Mazius Benton and Bowles in New York. So I worked half a week in New York doing all the planning and strategizing with their media dollars. It was a $500 million account. And then I'd go down to Atlanta at CCUSA, Coca-Cola USA, and work with the actual client. So I did that for a few years, and then I was called back to Las Vegas, and I worked for the advertising agency that handles Las Vegas and the Las Vegas Visitor Convention Authority, and I was actually part of the team that created What Happens in Vegas Stays in Vegas. I was the media person, so I was not the creative person who came up with the slogan, but as long as you saw it, I did my job.
That's a big one.
It was a great job. It was a great time to be in Vegas. I learned so much. I would be in meetings with Steve Wynn and Billy Macbeth, who was running Caesar's Palace at the time, and they looked to me and said, "What do you think?" And really, I sat there and went, "Okay, this is great." And
what did Wayne Newton think?
You know what? I got to tell you, my brother, not to bring up my brother, good friend of Tom Shoots, was the number one DJ in town. He ran the morning show on the KLUC, which was the top 40 station, and Wayne Newton was a very good friend of his. So I was very lucky to have company with Wayne, dinner, and it was a great time to learn about marketing and hotel.
Dawn Maiorano, candidate for mayor, is our guest. I'm going to ask her about the crowded field that it looks like might come up, but we're going to defer to the callers. Next caller, you're on with Dawn.
Hi, Tom Hill, Kevin McSherry again.
Yes, sir.
Just a quick one. The Columbus statute was put to a vote, and 59% of the voters voted to keep it. That voted in a referendum voted to keep the statute where it is.
That's right.
And Mayor O'Leary then said they should keep having a discussion on it, and I think that's possible that you keep having a discussion on it to meet some of the concerns of folks like Cliff and other people, because it's a big city and a lot of people come from a lot of different backgrounds. And one last thing, best wishes to Dawn. Anyone who puts their name out there and gets in the arena deserves big credit for just doing that alone. So best wishes.
Thank you so much.
Okay, was there anything else Las Vegas, advertising, all good experience. But before I lose it, I think Jeff Santapietro, when he was in here, made some commentary that if anyone else wanted to run for mayor, he'd also be at their press conferences.
Absolutely.
I don't know if that meant both sides of the aisle, but there's a lot of people talking like they want to run for mayor.
Sure.
I don't know how many really will have the courage to stand up and go out there and do it, but what's your take on all that?
Look, God bless America. It is our God-given right to get up there and do it and put yourself out there. And it's not easy, Tom. I've had, look, I'm a novice and will probably make a bunch of small mistakes. My eye is on the bigger issues, and I invite anyone else to come join the party, and on both sides, Republican side, there's been some talk. I haven't seen anything yet. I wanted to make sure that I got out there. Who's running exploratory campaigns? Who's thinking about this? Who's thinking about that? You know what? Here I am on your show saying, I'm here. I'm thinking about it. I thought about it. I'm doing it. I am passionate about this city, and you can guess and wonder and should I and question, but I needed to step up and be the first one out. What I want in November, I want people to come out and vote. We customarily have very low voting turnout. I want everyone to come out and vote. That is your right.
That's a frustration to me.
Right?
Like 50% of the people don't vote, and they say, oh, it's not going to do any good. Well, if 100% of the people vote, the politicians would pay attention, and I give you credit for throwing your hat in the ring, because
Thank you.
I have a similar story. First, I want to give Chris Fortier credit because he helps get all these guests, and if you're interested, you're running for mayor, anything that you think you'd add to this program, brought to you by Savings Bank of Danbury, people helping people. I'm Tom Hill, your host. Chris Fortier can be found at talkproducer@WATR.com, and I think he called Dawn and said, please come on. So, and the same similar story happened to me. Tom Shute called me 6 or 8 weeks ago or more when he got wind that the owners here were coming. They were actually going to close on the radio station. There were going to be some changes. And he called me. I was driving down I-95 in Brantford, and he goes, hey, Hill, you want to come in and do the talk of the town next week or the week after? And I went, yeah.
That was a great impression of Tom Shute.
He's the best. I've been hanging around with him for a long time. time. But Dawn Maiorano, the story's about you today. I know you have some more notes there.
you.
Have at it. Oh, phone lines are open, folks.
Oh, yes, phone lines are open. I was just going to make the point that 16% of the voting population, Kelly, of the voting population came out to vote in the last race. You have to have in the last mayoral race.
Yep.
I'm sorry, the last mayoral race. You have to have your voice heard. We want Waterbury to come out and vote who you think will best run the city. Vote for who you think has the best interest of residents. You have to love this city. There's so much history here. There's so much history. There's so much culture, and we.
Showing my Waterbury button.
I love it. But it does. It has so much good stuff. And again, not to go back to it, I just think we need some excitement. I just think we need some new ideas and excited leadership. We're taking selfies with Tom, and that's me. That's I want to run it. I need to see it like a business. I think we need to take a look at budgets. I think we need to, kind of get in there. And I think morale is low.
Let's go back to budgets.
Sure.
How does one look at a budget when you're not in the mayor's office and you've got to try to bone up on that?
The budgets are all public record. So we're, doing a deep dive on the last few years of budgets. And then I know the budget comes out soon. Kelly is our alderwoman. Comes out in April. We'll look at that as well. You got to see the numbers. You have to see the numbers. Numbers don't lie. That's part of being the business person, less politics and more business. That's all. That's what I'm bringing to the table.
On the other hand, Waterbury's a political sport or blood sport, so I think you're going to get a quick lesson in politics as well. But you've been studying this for a while. How long have you been thinking about being mayor? Because you said that the state delegation has been asking you for a while.
Well, it's very funny that my grandmother on my mom's side used to tell me when I was in college, she used to look at me and say, "You're going to be mayor." And I said, I had no aspirations of being a mayor. And I said, of where, Grams? She goes, I don't know. She goes, I just think you're going to be a mayor somewhere. You speak well. You have everyone's interest at heart. And, you just run stuff. You just get stuff done. So that was, 30 years ago now. But honestly, this in this cycle, probably 2 years. It's been brought up to me for the last 2 years. Seriously thinking about it, about a year. Watching everything that happens and trying to get to meetings when I can. But again, running a business, so very hard to do both. But I will say, my family has been super supportive, and my sister and brother are amazing and work just as hard as I do.
That's what it takes.
Yes, they've been very supportive and, all in and giving me time to do what I need to do on this end.
All right, before we go to commercial break, you did say you want suggestions. How do people submit suggestions and learn more about you?
Absolutely. We have a great webpage. It's dawnformayorct.com. I'll do it one more time. All one word, dawnformayorct.com. Much more about me, about my issues that I want to tackle, and events that we're going to be at, news information, pictures, a lot of good stuff.
Very nice. Phone lines are open. We'll get to them in just a minute. 203-757-1320. You're going to keep Dawn here till noon because the phones are popping. Get on as soon as you can.
Thank you.
Let's repeat for those who just got in here. Why are you seeking the Republican nomination, and what kind of race do you expect?
Sure. Well, thank you for having me, number one. What kind of race do I expect? I want it to be exciting. I think for the first time in a long time, I'm seeing people who are fired up about politics and Waterbury and getting involved. So, why did I do this? I did it because I'm a businesswoman. I did it because I'm watching crime and taxes rise. I'm watching no economic development. And I admire the remediation, but at some point you got to get cranes in the air. Let's bring tax dollars into this city. I'm doing it because I'm watching, a tough time for the education team. And again, businesswoman, let's take a look at the numbers. Let's make some changes. Let's make it better.
Next caller, you're on the air with Dawn.
Hi, this is Rebecca Hughes. How are you?
Good morning, Rebecca. Thank you for calling.
Of course. I just want to tell you that I'm so excited that there's going to be a woman running. It's going to be so exciting. I have met you on many occasions, and I'm telling you that you are just somebody that is delightful and that you are very smart. And I heard the speech that you gave to the young kids at the Unico scholarship fundraiser, and you were just outstanding.
Thank
and
you.
Everything that you say, I agree with. I just hope that, the city comes out to vote. I also am a Republican, and I know that the Republicans kind of hide and they're afraid to come out and say that they're Republicans.
Oh, come on, Virginia. What Republicans are hiding?
I think there's a lot of Republicans that are hiding because of the whole Trump thing. So I think that people are coming out and they're saying, I'm proud to be a Republican, and we're not all crazy and everything else. We just want somebody who's good, who believes in some of the things that we believe in. But I also ride the fence, and I just vote for whoever I think is the best candidate. And I just think that you happen to be the best candidate.
Thank you so much. I've said that too. I really think that national politics is so much different than local politics. And again, I'm running on the Republican ticket, but I want everyone to come together. This is our city. We need everyone to come together. It's not about what's happening nationally. It's bringing everybody to the table, getting ideas, formulating different solutions. And thank you so much for calling. I hesitate to talk about being the woman because it shouldn't matter, but unfortunately men, women, it still does. And I appreciate your vote of confidence in being a strong woman, because that's what I am.
One more word, caller.
I just think that it's breaking through the glass ceiling. So I think that it's going to be something good. And I agree that it's all about the local, and we all have to stick up for each other and stick together to make things happen. And it can't get any worse. I think it's just going to get better from here. So we're all rooting for you, Dawn.
Thank you so much.
Next caller, you're on with Dawn here on Talk of the Town, brought to you by Savings Bank of Danbury, people helping people. Go, caller.
Good morning, Tom. How are you?
Excellent.
My name is Joe Gervasi, and I am Dawn Maiorano's husband. I just wanted to say that she got all my love and support for her candidacy for mayor of Waterbury. I am fully 100% behind her in this endeavor, and to make our great city of Waterbury awesome once again.
Joe, the word was she was single. You're ruining it.
Well, unfortunately, you know what? She's not single anymore.
It took me 53 years.
53 years, and we're going on almost 2 years of marriage.
Good for you.
That's right. I'm very blessed. Thank you for calling.
Yes.
Will you let the dogs out now, please?
Of course I'll let the dogs out.
You're the best.
Good call, Joe.
Thanks, Tom. Take care.
You're welcome. Hope to meet you in person soon. Isn't this great? This is the fun thing about live radio and opening the phone lines. All right, so Dawn, less than 7 minutes to go, so you may want to get anything out that was really important. I know you got a lot of little green notes by your driver over there.
Right.
She's got a driver already, folks.
I love my Kelly Zimmerman, who does great work on the Board of Aldermen, by the way. She's also working as my communications manager. He brought up somebody that I look up to, Ella Grasso. I'm also working very tightly with Mayor Erin Stewart of New Britain. She's teaching me a lot. She's bringing me around to her projects, and again, I think it goes along with that strong woman presence.
Next caller, if you're on a wireless, speak up, please.
Good morning, Dawn. This is Anthony.
Good morning, Anthony.
I just want to say that I definitely love you, and you have all the support in the world. You have an awesome support system.
Thank you.
You definitely can do this. This is all you.
Thank you. I'm so grateful for friends, family, new people that I'm meeting. It's just been a week, and I am so grateful for the support. We have to all come together. Waterbury, please know you have a choice. You have a choice. I am so excited to hear the excitement in people's voices. And again, it's not about the letter after your name. It's about Waterbury. It's about registering to vote. Let's remake history.
Go ahead, caller.
Oh, hi, Dawn. This is Faith. I just want to say I'm very proud of you and excited to watch you thrive during this time and gather a bunch of followers to push out your vision.
Oh, good morning, Faith. Thank you very much. I always love to hear from strong women, and you all inspire me.
Good. Well, good luck, okay?
Thank you.
Thank you. We got time for a few more calls. I'll get to the next caller in just a minute, just to clean up the program before we break for ABC News and Chris Fortier again. At 12:05, we'll have Charlie Williams on the Savings Bank of Danbury Hour, which is sponsored, but it'll be lively because it's going to be about fraud and not losing your checks and bouncing checks and people stealing your money. He's an expert, and we'll be taking phone calls, and it'll be another lively hour. Thank you for tuning in to Talk of the Town here today, brought to you by Savings Bank of Danbury. And I'm enjoying this program. We have calls. And let's go to the next caller for Dawn Maiorano, who is looking for the Republican nomination and has announced her run for mayor. Go ahead, caller.
Hi, this is Linda Cordigiano of Wolcott. I'm from Waterbury. I moved to Wolcott Retirement Community 10 years ago. Dawn, if I still lived in Waterbury, I would vote for you in a heartbeat.
Thank you so much for your support, Linda.
Good luck to you. Good luck to you.
Linda, before you go, you can attend her fundraiser. And do you have any fundraisers coming up?
I don't. Again, Dawn for Mayor. CT.com. We will be announcing fundraisers. I can't do it. I can't do it alone. And I so appreciate all of my friends and new friends who come and say, I don't live there, but I support you. Look, your support means so much to me. And just tell people who live in Waterbury, who are still here, that it's going to be a great year. It's going to be, the next 8 months are going to be exciting, no matter who jumps in, who doesn't jump in. I think there's going to be a lot to say, but, the bottom line, everyone, is I think we need someone who is deeply rooted in our community, invested in our city. I want to bring business sense. I want to bring family values. I'm so blessed that people brought up my family because I couldn't do this without them. And just a passion for Waterbury back to the mayor's office.
Next caller, you're on the air. Go ahead.
Hi, this is Abigail Pizarro. I'm an RTC member, and I want to let Dawn know that I have her support 100%.
Abigail, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Next caller, you're on the air. Go ahead.
Yeah, hi, this is Pat Zimbrus. I just saw you on YouTube that you're running for mayor. I'm actually in Ohio taking care of family business, and John and I were so excited. I was actually squealing when I heard you were running for mayor. And guess what else? I started crying watching your YouTube. And, as I go to the Immaculate, the Basilica for Mass, and we're members there, every morning on Sunday, I drive through and say, this is the coolest city. It just needs a little love, like Cleveland. And that's where I am right now, baby. I'm in Cleveland. But you know what? Cleveland was the mistake on the lake. And, yeah, it caught on fire, the Cuyahoga River that I used to row on. But listen, I believe in you, and I'm excited for you.
Thank you so much. And, such a great family. You represent Naugatuck and the Valley. And you know what? We want to do what Naugatuck and Aunt Sonia and the New Britain, we want to do what you all did, with your downtowns, with your areas. Thank you for your support. Thank you.
All right, Dawn, you've got about 45 seconds to wrap it. I'm glad you got so many calls. We're happy for you. I know you're a friend of WATR. We're happy to have you in here.
Thank you.
And I just shared the Marty Q records with Kelly Zimmerman. Don't try to get out with taking them. I only gave them to you to look at.
Thank you.
All right, website, Dawn, and all your credentials.
Website, Dawn for Mayor CT, DAWNFORMAYORCT.com. Please join my team. I cannot do this alone. I have a bold vision. I have new ideas, but it has to be collaborative. It can't be done alone. So please join me. Call me. You know where I am. Come see me. And come to the webpage and join the team. And I promise you that when I'm elected, I will be listening to everybody's viewpoints, and I will be that excited leader that I think we need.
Thank you, Dawn.